Hello again, this is Alex with MasterChartsTrading.com, and this is market recap for Friday, December 11th, 2020. I'm re-recording this video. For some reason my first time around did not record, which kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? So stocks could finally be headed for a pullback. We'll try to see if we're seeing the topping pattern. Many of the stock funds this year experienced really huge gains, such as small cap, Semiconductors, Biotech, and South Korea. We'll look at charts of United Kingdom and see if the Brexit, which way the Brexit will affect the stock market. I'll show you some recent trade examples. Disney and 8x8 up really big. So far the junk debt is really not moved by any of the potential pullbacks for stocks, and Treasury Bonds and yield still indecisive. Dollar is trying to bottom, and this could strongly weigh on precious metals, so we'll look at that. And we'll revisit my Ethereum trade. I closed it today. Alright, so we're looking at a chart of S&P 500 in mini futures again. So I'm, as always, using my trading indicators. They're called MasterCharts Trading Price Action Indicators, and you can see them on this line, and this chart is green, blue, red, and yellow lines. So what do these lines mean? They mean support and resistance, basically good places to buy, trail, or if you know what you're doing, you can short the stocks as well. So on this chart we're looking at S&P 500, which recently hit a record. There's a record on the 9th of December. Now there's a little bit of a pullback, so I am projecting potential pullbacks. A decent looking pullback would be 5%. That would take us to about the green line. A very nice pullback will take us to about the blue line, and an excellent pullback would take us well, that would be a collapse, basically, bear market. That's around 33%. So I'm not really entertaining the bear market at this point, but it's just something to think about into the future. We're not saying that this little turnaround will eventually lead to the bear market, but we don't know. And just as easily it could, instead of continuing the pullback, it could continue higher. So another 11% up. How did I come up with that number? So usually people look at the depth of this latest pattern. So this could be like a cup and handle. I already showed this on my previous videos. And once the breakout occurs, and it already occurred, it could easily duplicate on the upside. So this is you can see that there's many possibilities and multiple futures, so to speak. If the pullback materializes, then we'll look for a buying opportunity, but I'm not going to be interested until we get to around 31, 37 currently. For now, the chart is still bullish, and we'll continue looking for buying opportunities within individual stocks. Dow Jones, if it pulls back around 14%, it will become an excellent buying opportunity. Again, I'm not projecting this, but if it does pull back that much, then I'll be looking to buy it around that area. And we did this, before. We can see we were buying it around the blue line, and the latest one was just spectacular. The Nasdaq QQQ also made a new record, so a couple of new records here on the 8th and 9th of December. It broke above the previous high that was set on the 2nd of September. The overall move was just tremendous. You can see the previous latest opportunity was to buy on the 14th of April. That was one of the alerts as well. And nice big move higher, 45% move higher. So again, if you caught this move, congratulations. I usually trail at the blue line itself. Some of the recent action in small caps was just again spectacular. Latest opportunity to buy for us was here on the 24th of September, and it just took off. 34% move. So it definitely is overextended. So this is another reason why I'm thinking that we could see a some sort of a consolidation, potentially a pullback. But you know, I'm not really thinking about bear market at this point. So let's just keep thinking about a pullback and where do we want to buy. A great buying opportunity for small caps would be around 156 currently. It's a blue line right there. So news of Brexit, Brexit, just they keep talking to it. They just can't get out. Finally, they just keep talking about it. So on the price action on this chart, you can kind of see yesterday on the 10th of December, price came up to the blue line, touched the blue line, but never kind of went above it. So we're looking at resistance basically at this point. Don't know if, you know, I'm not sure exactly what's happening there and what's the problem and why they are not coming to a conclusion, but it is obvious on this chart that I do not want to be buying it yet. I want to be buying it only if it closes above, in this case, 66.43. So if it closes above this level, then we will consider buying it. But at this point, we're just gonna have to wait. And another thing I read is that it might weigh on the British pound, and yes, it seems to be doing that. You can see, it hit a new high on the 4th of December, but then now it's pulling back. So perhaps the reason for this is no deal Brexit. We'll see. A couple of recent trades I wanted to highlight. This is Disney. So you can see how easy it is to trade. We're not really thinking, we're just looking at the price. And the price, for example, here on the 5th of August, closed above the blue line, and that's our signal. We just buy it there. Same goes 22nd of September, and another opportunity on the 12th of October. So we would be buying it here and just sitting in a position, and then look at this, 42% move in our favor. So very nice. Again, congratulations to subscribers. But this is the type of trade that we've been looking for, sort of like a breakout trades. Another excellent example. This is from the new stock speculator letter. It's called 8x8, and this one has been in a downtrend for a while, and then nice flat consolidation. I call it flat consolidation. So also the indicator lines kind of came close to one another. So as opposed to, for example, here back in July, you can see the lines were far apart. But here in October, the lines were much closer together. So this is our signal right there on the 29th of October. You can see a breakout, a close above the blue line, support resistance. And that's what we did. We just bought it there. And it's 80% move, basically. So again, congratulations to the subscribers. And on this chart, notice that there was no volume. There's no volume. We don't really look, there's no need for it, really. I mean, of course, if it's a very low volume stock, then you have a large account, then yes, it will matter. But for all practical purposes, if you have like a small or medium type of account, then volume is really of no interest, and you don't really need to know the volume. Some people say that a breakout must occur on a large volume or something, some ridiculous thing like this. I don't care. People can say all kinds of things. Yeah, so that's another thing I keep hammering in, is that think for yourself. Just definitely try to avoid the news. The news are something that is people just get confused by news so much, and they're like, well, what if this happens, then shouldn't that happen in the stock market? or people read about managements within the companies, and like it's useless. Just don't waste your time. Simply look at the price. If the price is confirming, like in this case, price is obviously confirming, then just buy it. That's all. That was about a 30-second decision, maybe less. Junk bonds. So junk bonds are stocks, they move together in lockstep. They correlate to one another. So far, not really much is happening. This is a new high for the move for junk bonds. We were buying it back in April, and again 22nd of May here, and another time in June, and it worked in our favor really well. It's a new highs, 52-week highs. So the way this price action is, it's not really showing much. The stocks and junk bonds, they move together, and so far I don't see much movement for junk bonds. So I guess we'll just need to wait and see what happens. Right this instant, nothing is really happening with junk bonds. So we'll just need to see. Treasury is also not really much is happening, just kind of trading sideways. I have a position still from 10th of September, still waiting, but the bearish levels are also not that far off. They're 152 currently. If you look at the Treasury bond yield, and we can project my indicators into the future, you can see that the lines are curving down. So what does that mean? That means that the yield is, if it continues even slightly higher, it would have an easier time closing above the support resistance, and that would imply a bear market for bonds. So if the yield continues higher, bonds would come under pressure, and I'm actually considering buying puts when or if we see a close below the red line, because that would imply a continuation lower, and additionally an end of a bull market for bonds. So that's a big deal. So we'll need to watch it again. Inauguration date is 20th of January, right there. So we'll see what happens. Dollar index. So dollar index is currently at new lows, very close to new lows. I think it's trying to bottom. It's not really having a easy time bottoming. Obviously it's in a downtrend. Now I do trade gold, so I'm looking at gold here. And gold, if the dollar continues higher, then gold would come under pressure. Gold and dollar move in opposite direction. So on this chart, you can see a close below the blue support resistance on the 9th of December. And so far it hasn't been able to close above it. So if we go to 4-hour chart, you can see it looks much worse. You can see a clear downtrend, big drop, here on the 9th of November. And where would I be shorting it? I would be shorting it on the bounce towards the red support resistance, because we're now reversing our thinking. We're thinking about it going lower. So if this is where I'm hovering right now, if this is going to be like a left shoulder, a head, and the right shoulder, and we can easily move higher towards the November lows. November lows, they're right there, 1762, but bear market is actually not that far off at all. It's 1690. So not that far. Yeah, so we can see a close below 1690, at which point I think we should be selling it, shorting it basically. Hasn't occurred yet, so let's wait and see. And finally here's Ethereum. So I actually had a position in Ethereum. I bought it back on 24th of September. It was just a beautiful trade. Basically, it just went in my favor right away. On the 12th of October, I advanced my stop. My stop was initially at the red line, because this is a continuous security for things like Disney, for example. My stop is initially at the yellow line, because I have stocks tend to go up. So this is the inherent stock bias for stocks into the bull market. Bullish stocks are usually bullish, basically, and I give them the benefit of a doubt. But for things like Ethereum or other commodities or Forex, there is no bias. It just kind of oscillates up and down. So currently it's oscillating into the up direction. So I went ahead and I bought here on the 24th of September. I put my stop at the red line, and then once it reached my target, you can see the target wasn't that far off. That was my target on the 12th of October. I advanced my stop to my entry, and I also sold some. So this is the maneuver to guarantee yourself a profit. As the stock advanced further, I advanced my stop further, and I took more profits. And then finally we're seeing just a significant amount of volatility here, big red and green candlesticks, so I decided to take some profits. And then finally today on the 11th of December, I went ahead and I closed my position with an average profit of around 40%. And I'm very happy with it. Yeah, I know it could have been higher if I took the entire position with me, but it could have also been lower if it turned around against me. So on average, I make currently I have a profit factor of 3.0, which means that I make $3 for each dollar I lose. And if you meet a trader that will tell you that he doesn't lose money, then you should again run away. All right, so this is a re-recording, so I'm a little bit pushing it because I'm, I wasn't expecting really to have to re-record the whole thing. So go to MasterCharts Trading. You can also go to everyonecantrade.com and go to products. And I have currently two bundles. One is trading indicators and the other one is ultimate bundle. So trading indicators are these lines, what I'm showing you, the green, blue, red, and yellow lines, while the ultimate bundle not only includes the indicators, but it also includes a whole bunch of other things, such as alerts on stocks, ETFs, Forex, commodities, gold, cryptocurrencies. And now we also have a new thing called Stock Screener, where you can find additional setups if you are really interested. And we also have the new Stock Speculator newsletter, and that letter finds stocks like this, 8x8, for example. So this is the type of breakout that occurred for 8x8 and 80% move. So yeah, this is a new feature, and it's been super profitable, I tell you that much. Currently the indicators at $29.95 and the ultimate bundle is at $49.95 per month. This price will go up, most likely double, possibly triple. So I would highly recommend within the next few weeks you guys sign up if you want to lock in this price, because pretty much everyone is telling me that I am undercharging. Alright, that's it for this week's recap. If you have any questions, please ask me. Thanks for watching and have another great trading week. Bye bye.